another one.
I could, yeah. Well, I mean, it's going to be summer soon. I guess I could, though, because I'm in the air conditioning all the time. I won't need it this weekend. It's going to be like 95. It's going to be blazing down there this weekend. It's going to be smoking for the race. Holy cow. It's like, I saw like 90 for the highs.
Yikes.
Don't need that. Anyway, hey, guys. This is your weather report for Central Florida. Mike Rahman here, member of the American Meteorological Society. And
apparently he can't even say it.
Meteor.
It
is a really
yeah, that's hard to say.
Meteorological
Society. I don't know. I'm a meteorologist. I can say that, but I'm not.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
I can say I'm a meteorologist, but that's a lie. But we're here. We're going to answer your listener questions. So hang out with us. Spread the word all over the social media. Let all your friends know on Facebook and Twitter and wherever you are.
We're going to learn how to pronounce words.
We're not. We're not.
We sure are.
Ricky couldn't find a button, and that's why we're 30 minutes late. And
we are only 15 minutes late. Come off it.
The line for Taco Bell is going to be crazy long.
You're going to be fine. It's going to have like maybe 2 cars in it. You're going to be fine.
No, you don't even know. It's crazy.
Then
at least if they're building a Qdoba right across the street, though.
Oh.
That should draw the crowds. I'm hoping. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Mallory's super excited for that. I wish it was going to be a Chipotle.
Yeah, that'd be better.
Yeah, totally better, actually. I'm going to say this.
Qdoba's not bad, but yeah, Chipotle would be better. But that's just
yeah, there's something about a Chipotle bowl that's awesome.
I know, for real. I get them sometimes before I get on the plane. Now, that's risky business right there.
That is risky.
Yeah, that's very brave.
It's the Southwest Hangar MCO. It's right at the gate. I got a New Jersey sub or whatever. Jersey
Mike's.
Yeah, first time. That thing was rocking.
They're good.
Last time I left when I was down a couple weeks ago. I think it was super
Did you get it Mike's way?
I don't know. I just
it
got
has the oil and vinegar.
No, I just got the original. It was just called like the original cheesesteak, like the original Jersey Mike cheesesteak.
Oh, all right. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. I didn't know what to get, so I was like, I just went and said original. So I was like, let's go with that.
They have a chicken cheesesteak, which is really good too.
I'll have to try that next time. The line was crazy for that place. So I was like, dang. Okay, let's do some questions. 2242. Listen to this first one. This first one will crack you up. Don't want that cat make any noise.
He won't. He's just sitting here.
Don't meow, cat. No meowing. Okay, here we go. Welcome to episode 2242 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rahman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're having a great week. And hey, a bunch of us are getting ready to get out of here and head down to Walt Disney World for Princess Half Marathon Weekend. So safe travels to everybody that is headed down south. Actually, you know what? There's a couple of you that are probably headed north to the races. I didn't think about that. We have friends that live south of Walt Disney World. That's weird, but there are people that I'm not saying you're weird. I'm just saying most of us are heading south. But either way, if you're heading west, north, east, doesn't matter. We're going to see you down at Walt Disney World this weekend. So if you see us, say, hey, we're going to have a good time. Let me just tell you one thing. It's going to be hot this weekend down at Walt Disney World. And I know our friends up in Minnesota, up in the Dakotas, up, north are like, shut up, Mike. We're buried in like 18 inches of snow and ice. I don't want to hear about, it's going to be so hot because it's going to be 90 degrees. Hey, we're running. And I'm used to running in very climate controlled conditions. So this is going to be a rough one, but we're going to have a good time. So follow along on social media. We're having a good time and really looking forward to seeing lots of our friends down at Walt Disney World this weekend. But before we get out of here, we have to take care of business. And that's what we do here on Wednesdays. We answer your listener questions. So joining me from the BOGP Studios headquarters down in the Southeast, down in Atlanta, Georgia, we have Ricky, who you can check out all the time over at themouseforless.com. What's up, Ricky? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, and I'm excited for those of you guys running this weekend. You're going to have such a great time and enjoy the heat. It's going to be a blast down there. So I'm jealous of everyone who gets to go down because I will not be there this weekend. So learn from me.
Let me ask you this. So you've obviously been kind of watching from afar this past week as you saw President's Weekend, down at Walt Disney World. One of the We talked about this on Sunday night's live call-in show. It's one of the busiest weekends of the year, with Martin Luther King weekend. But I think President's was way busier than Martin Luther King this year.
Oh yeah.
What'd you think? I mean, first time, and we had back-to-back days, Sunday, Monday, where Genie Plus sold out at theme parks.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a surprise that it was this weekend that it sold out. But, it kind of makes sense because I feel like, this weekend, more and more schools, I feel like they have a longer weekend. Back in the day, it used to just be, President's Day was all you had off. But now I feel like they get like more of a not really a winter break, but they get usually at least a 4-day weekend. And so I feel like that's a lot easier to sneak down to Florida, or if you're in Florida, to get away and go on a staycation than it is when it's just a simple 3-day weekend. So I think that plus you've got Mardi Gras this week, was yesterday. So I think, and a lot of people have like that time off too. So I feel like the combination between Mardi Gras as well as President's Day weekend just made the crowds even more insane. They used to say that President's Day weekend was a good weekend to visit Walt Disney World, but man, I'm going to tell you, I've paid attention these past few years, and President's Day weekend is definitely busier than people expect, way busier than Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. So yeah, it's definitely creeping up there to be one of the busier times to visit Walt Disney World. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think the circumstances have changed, right? It's not such a big deal to be out of school. And I think you nailed it too, because at Pam's school where she teaches, the kids were off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, that's 5 days.
They have professional development on Thursday. They have these built-in mental health days for the teachers, for the staff, which was Friday, and they were off on Monday for President's Day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously right there, that's a mini break. And so travel, right? I mean, it's a great opportunity for travel. So I think that's it. And I think too, a lot more can be done nowadays post-COVID virtually, take your work with you than maybe a decade ago. So let me ask Pam, because she has she's a perfect example of this. I don't know that she's a resident of Pennsylvania anymore, because she's still down at Walt Disney World from Christmas. No, just kidding. She was back for a few hours to take her trees down. We have Pam Forrester.
Wait, are the trees down, Pam?
I don't even know.
Hang on, that's a good question. Are the trees down?
Yes, the trees were down before I left.
Okay, all right, that's good.
She's hanging out today because last week she checked in Disney's Yacht Club Resort. Today, pop tops and flip flops.
Yes.
Margaritaville. This is where we all want to be podcasting from. You are winning life, Pam. What's up?
I know, right? I can walk over to the pool, and so we're in one of the Margaritaville cottages, which is actually, so it is a partner hotel for Walt Disney World Vacations. So if you're taking a big group down and want to stay like all in the same building, you can rent one of these cottages. They have cottages that are up to 8 bedrooms. You can you can make that a Walt Disney World package, staying here, adding tickets, and they have transportation to the parks, or you can drive in and out to the park. So it is a good option for larger groups. The other thing with this is they have a full kitchen, the cottages do, and you can get ones that have their own little private pool in addition to the resort pool as well. You have to book through like either Walt Disney Travel Company or travel agents have a few different resources we can book to have access to all the other resort amenities that are here, like the resort pool and things like that, which is definitely worth having access to. But yeah, it's we're enjoying it. We're having a good time. It's sort of like an old Key West sort of vibe, like that.
I love
Yeah.
I know. Key West, man. That is.
I know.
It's they always kind of like Buffett music. This is kind of like Radio Margaritaville on a Sirius XM, kind of the vibe. Like,
like on weekends they have live entertainment at the pool, which is huge, by the way, and shaped like a flip flop, I think. So anyway, yes,
I'm sure tequila flows plentiful at that resort.
Yes, it does. But anyways, it's a good option, and it's very close to Walt Disney World on property. So it's nice to know that there are some Walt Disney World packages that also include accommodations off site.
Nice. And shout out to our good friend Fulton out in Indiana. He says that he just got a new job at Texas Roadhouse. And so we're proud of him. And great job, because Texas Roadhouse, one of my favorite places to dine, especially the early dine before 6. One of the best bargains around here in St. Louis. Good job, Fulton. Okay. First question of the day comes from Sean in the live chat. Happy Monday. Best way to get from the Grand Floridian to Geyser Point. Is there a direct boat? We need our friend Phil for this one.
Right?
I don't think there's a direct boat. You have to make a transfer, right, Pam? Where would you transfer on that?
You do. I would take the boat or monorail over to the Magic Kingdom, and then take the boat right over to the Wilderness Lodge. And besides the Skyliner, because I will say the Skyliner is absolutely my favorite mode of Walt Disney World transportation, the boats are up there too, like the boats. But Steve and I were talking about this. We were actually on the Skyliner, and we were both like, you know what? I think I like the Skyliner better than I like the monorail, which is saying something, because I like the monorail, but I like the boats too. But yeah, the boats there in that area, I think in the Magic Kingdom area, are fantastic. It's a great way to get around. But yeah, no, you do have to transfer, but it's all good.
Nostalgia, I like the monorail better, but practicality, I think I like the Skyliner better too. Ricky,
and it eats people.
It does. That's what I like.
It does.
Right?
I know.
It's like a haunted mansion versus like a train. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
you don't have to sit around and wait. Like it's
Right.
sticking me up all the time. What, Ricky? If you had to pick, I'm Team Steve. Skyliner.
Gosh, I don't know. That's tough. I've never had to think about picking one.
I know.
There's something about the monorail to me though. I don't know. I still love the monorail. That's Disney to me. But the Skyliner, for baby girl or whatever, the Skyliner will be Disney to her potentially. So it'll be interesting to see how that changes as time goes on, and people who grew up with the Skyliner think that that's a very Disney thing, because obviously we all grew up with the monorail as a very Disney thing, so yeah, for me it's this monorail still, but it'll be interesting to see how time makes that change, and it probably will.
Yeah, I still get super excited when I see the monorail. It's still, I'm in front of the Magic Kingdom and I see 2 monorails going by, head to head. I take a picture every time. I've seen it probably 100 times in my life at this point, but it's still magical how it floats down that beam. I'm just like, I've seen it so many times. I don't care. It's awesome. So that's why I love Walt Disney World. Okay, here's an email I got yesterday. I got to read this one from listener Zach, and he said, "Hey Mike, I downloaded the Podbean this week, which is our host of the app, and started going back and listening to the show, starting with episode 1." Okay, now think about this. We've got over 2,300 episodes if you count our old live shows and stuff and specials. My wife and I have been listening to the show since 2016, but I just wanted to go back and hear some of the older stuff that you guys did years ago before we started listening. It's like taking a step back in time, and I came across episode 90 of you giving your trip report of the half marathon from 2009.
Back when Mike didn't train.
Yes, that's true. When Disney only did the half and full marathons. With the Disneyland race registration that happened this week and the way the past few registrations for marathon weekend have gone, I figured you might think this was funny, as I did. We ran our first Run Disney event in 2019, and it's crazy to think that you said the half used to only be $95 and it would sell out in about 3 weeks.
That's true. It took some time.
Yeah, the times have definitely changed. Also, just want to say thank you for everything you do. I listen to numerous podcasts, and the quality of your show compared to some of the others I listen to is incomparable. You guys always do a great job. And one of my favorite shows of the week is actually the Mike in the Midwest and getting to hear what you've been up to. Thanks again for everything you do. And I look forward to listening. So Zach, thank you so much. And I mean, that's the thing is we started the show in 2008.
Yeah.
Right. So actually, in about 3 weeks, we'll celebrate 15 years of doing the show. Non-stop.
So stop it. Stop it right now.
We have not taken a break ever. Any weeks. 15 solid years in 3 weeks. So hopefully I'll make it through this weekend. But
okay.
I know, seriously. But yeah, when you think about it, $95 for half a marathon. I think it's $240 now or something, $230. I didn't look anymore, because if you look, you don't get signed up. And if you're lucky, you're like, I can't pay that. You just pay it.
Yeah, if you think about it, you might not.
And you don't even get in like half the time. You don't like, it's like, I have my credit card. Like, sorry, sucker. You got the wrong end of the queue. Like because with the half marathon for Disneyland, it went the way I expected it to go. I had 5 screens up. I had my phone, my iPad, 2 MacBook Airs, and my desktop. And mission control, and all the other people that were signing up exactly the same, except for Joe Fickus probably had 50 screens because I've seen.
I mean, he's definitely got a lot of screens.
NASA has nothing on him. I'm just saying he could definitely put people on planets.
Yes,
I don't have that much power. My house would dim if I had that many computers going, but I had 5, and so then you get all these screens like this one has more than an hour in the queue. This one has 53 minutes, and then all of a sudden one will jump, and you get excited. Then it'll jump back up. You're like, wait, what happened? How come I'm going up? I'm going the wrong way. And then all of a sudden, this one's gone. This one's gone, and I didn't get into the Dumbo Double Dare, which I really, really wanted, but I did get into the half. So
yeah,
I get to go to Disneyland. So
that's good. Yay!
So that'd be woo. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, it's so if you ever want to go back and check them out, just go to brguspodcast.podbean.com, and you can take the trip back in time. It's definitely crazy. We sounded really weird back then too. So, I mean, we've hopefully made the podcast sound better over 14 years. And, again, we just upgraded the studio this past month. So we'll see. Valerie's got a question. She's down in Louisville, Kentucky. She says, hey, Mike, I found your podcast last year while planning for my family's first Disney trip. And I love all your content you provide and your positive energy. We were in Disney World last year, the week of the shutdown during Hurricane Ian. We're now planning to return in October and hope to have a redo of last year's trip without the hurricane this time. I just knocked on some wood for you, Valerie. Actually, it's not wood. Like, it's fake stuff that came from Amazon, but it's a desk. So I tried. Here's my question, she says. My family loves the convenience of the Skyliner.
Hey!
Perfect timing.
We knew it.
So we plan to stay at Caribbean Beach. The size of the resort is intimidating me a bit, and I'm wondering if it's worth requesting a certain section. I love the idea of being close to the Skyliner and the Riviera, but we also have 2 young kids and a double stroller, so I'm a bit worried about being too far from the main area. I also know some of the rooms are getting an upgrade, which would be nice to experience. I'm sure every area has its pros and cons, so do you have any insight, or should we just let fate decide where we end up? Thanks for all you do, Valerie. Again, I cannot request any rooms because one of my New Year's resolutions, I will not request rooms this year. So I will let fate decide for me this weekend at Coronado. We'll see what happens. And, but Pam, what do you've stayed at Caribbean Beach many, many times. What would you say in this situation? They got 2 young kids, double stroller, because you got to kind of decide, right? I mean, do you just roll the dice? Do you want to be closer to the main area, the pool, the food court at Caribbean Beach? Do you want to be closer to the Riv? Do you want to be closer to the Skyliner? Because they're all different areas.
I know, it really is. And those new rooms look beautiful. And the rooms that were done, or that the buildings that they were working on first, were the buildings that were actually the furthest away. They were the pirate rooms. So I would not count on being able to get one of those or even requesting those at this point. That refurbishment, they showed us those beautiful rooms, and I haven't heard a lot about the refurbishment yet. So I think watch for that. I think they'll eventually roll out, but I don't even know that there's a whole building done to even request at this point. I think I might consider a preferred room in this case. And the reason being is that think about the times that you need to go to the main building to either get food or things like that, as compared to the number of times that you'll be taking transportation to the parks. I think just having that ability to go there is really good. That's where the main pool is. That's the pool your kids are going to want to swim in because it's really themed. And even though Caribbean Beach does have the most pools for one resort on property, you know which one they're going to want to swim at. That pirate pool. I mean, why would you not want to do that, right? So you'll be going there for that. You'll be going there to get meals. Your refillable mug will be there. So I think that's what I would choose. If not a preferred room, then I would request one of the rooms that's maybe right across the bridge from the central area of that resort. And you won't have too long of a walk to get to either the Caribbean Beach Skyliner station or to walk over to the Riviera station too. if you're at one of those. So go and enjoy. There's something about Caribbean Beach. It really kind of holds a special place in my heart. We honeymooned there. It was the first moderate resort that Disney built. So the rooms are a little larger. The foliage is a little more grown and mature, and it feels it. Like it feels that whole theme. I think it lives that theme really, really well. And when you see something tropical, I think you just think vacation, right? You're in vacation mode whenever you see that. So enjoy.
I like Aruba. I mean, I don't really ask, but I've stayed in Aruba a couple times, and I think that's kind of a really sweet spot because what it is, you mentioned it, it's by the bridge. So you're across and you're not too far down. Jamaica's the closest to the Skyliner, but you're the next village from that. But you're also right at the bridge there, and you go right across that bridge, like where the playground is. So the kids might want to play on that playground, which is kind of like island there.
Yes.
And then you're right by the bridge comes out right by the feature pool, and then you're right there by Banana Cabana or whatever that's called, right into the main area. So Aruba is not a bad spot to ask for. It's kind of a compromise. You're not real close to Era, but it's a good compromise for kind of everything she's looking for.
And don't discount Banana Cabana. If you're looking for a quick meal, that's a good place, I think, to go and get one. So,
and we have a good friend who works there, Lily. So
yes, that's right.
Yeah, I'm looking for.
Hannah worked there. It'd be Hannah's Banana Cabana.
Oh my gosh,
Hannah Banana Cabana.
That'd be cool.
Right.
Anyway, that's stupid. Okay, so that's what I do. I'm a dad. Okay, next. Sorry, Valerie. Next.
Yeah.
Dennis. Hang on. Let's see here.
Yes, crickets. That's correct. Yes.
Paid all that upgrade money. Let me hit the crickets. Okay. Dennis says, hope you're doing well, Mike. We started to plan our trip for next year's marathon weekend. It'll be my first Walt Disney World marathon experience. I'm planning on doing the full. Question for you. Packet pickup and expo would be Saturday. Are we okay to fly into Orlando on Saturday, or is that pushing it too close and we should make it Friday? We plan on starting our actual Walt Disney World touring vacation portion of the trip from Sunday afternoon and want to save as many days as possible for that on the end of our trip. What would you recommend, Dennis? Okay, so Dennis is running the full, which obviously takes place on Sunday. He's only doing the full. That's the only place at Walt Disney where you say only running a full, because that's
right.
I think you are okay getting there on Saturday, but I would come in early Saturday. I'd make sure that you got a flight coming in try to land before like 10 so that you have a buffer. I think you're going to be okay with that. Friday would be better. I mean, because I'm very conservative. I like to be there early. I'm very paranoid. Like, I'm only running the 10.5 this weekend, but I'm still coming in on Thursday just because I'm like, I'm totally paranoid about things like that. Yeah. I don't want to miss out. And it's, it's not a full marathon or anything, but ideally Friday. But if you are trying to, I think Saturday would work because you still have time to get to the expo, grab your stuff, then, chill out that night, grab some dinner and be okay. Ricky, you think he's okay? I mean, some people, it's just how aggressive you want to be in your planning.
Yeah, I would err on the side of caution and probably come in on Friday night, at the very.
The thing too is with it's January and weather can be so.
Yes, that's exactly why it's so fickle.
That makes me nervous. Exactly.
So I would come in Friday night and just make sure that I was there, just to make, even if you got the last flight out, like that, if you had to work or something that day, like just even the last flight out is going to be a better choice, I feel like, than early on Saturday, because I feel like there's way too many things that can happen on Saturday that could delay you. So I would come in on Friday.
All right. Jason's got a question here in the live chat. He is tuned in live on Facebook as we record. If you could swap out animatronics with a cast member on an attraction, what would it be? His example is Carousel of Progress. So I guess he says kind of take the dad out of Carousel of Progress and
make him a real person.
Mm-hmm. So here's mine real quick, because I've thought about this many times. Because I've heard of this happening. I would love to have that last pirate, Jack Sparrow, be like Jack Sparrow, like Johnny Depp. I know he's like a controversial guy. And at Disneyland, I was hoping, like he says, my only time out there. Right? I kept telling Pam, I'm like, dude, we're in LA, like we're in Anaheim. This could, like, when we come around this corner,
Could happen.
like he could be there, like, but it wasn't. So, but I would love that. I've always like wanted to see that, and I know they actually do that during some of the Halloween parties. I know, I've never seen that. I think it'd be awesome. So, Ricky, what would you do? Who would you swap out? Do a little swappy.
I would like for them to go back and have a cast member on Living with the Land.
I was thinking that too, but there's nobody there to swappy. But yeah, that'd be way better. That was cool.
I mean, you're swapping with the audio on the boat. So that's what I would do. I would go back to a cast member on Living with the Land. That's me.
I just love that beginning of that ride.
Yeah.
God, I love that ride. That's the best ride ever. Okay, Pam, what do you got?
All right, so I'm thinking Spaceship Earth, man. Think of all those people that you'd get to see. The real Foxy Brown would be in there. You'd have the sleeping monks. You'd have, I mean, there'd be lots of good stuff. Bill Gates would be in there, right? Remember?
Yeah, we'd have Bill Gates.
No, that's Steve Jobs.
Oh, maybe it is Steve Jobs.
Or it could be Steve Wozniak. I don't know.
It's kind of, but here's the deal. There's a hidden thing there for Apple. There's a if you look closely, there's an album and it's Fleetwood Mac.
That's fun.
It's either Woz or it's Steve Jobs, I think.
All right.
Who knows? Whatever. We'll get all the people there. All the people that are represented. Yes.
All of them. Got it.
There you go. Good question, Jason. Thank you so much. Katie's here in our live chat. She says, resort question for you guys. I booked a 3-night room only reservation at Pop. My husband and I will stay the first night, leave for offsite. Then my parents will stay the last 2 nights. Will that be an issue? Is there anything I need to tell the resort? We will also both have a car. Thanks for your input. Pam, what about that? Say, have a 3-night stay. They're going to be there the first night, going to have to go off site for a night, and then her parents are coming in.
Yeah, you'd be better off to make you'd be better off making 2 reservations, actually. I mean, I understand. I guess I sort of understand, but in your My Disney experience, you're going to want to connect that to your My Disney experience so that you can have the benefits of staying on site. And your Magic Band works or your phone works to get you into the room. So you'd be better off really doing 2 reservations. I don't even know that Disney would keep you in the same room. The other alternative would be put all of you on the resort.
4 people or less. That's what I'm
right.
thinking.
But you would have to then pay the extra $25 per or not 25, but the extra charge for the 2 extra adults.
Yep.
So yeah, I really think it's better to do 3 and 2. That's just, it will work better. 100%.
Yes, it will. Okay, next question is from Seth down in Mandeville, Louisiana. Mike and crew, hope all is well with everyone and wishing Ricky and baby a happy, healthy entrance to the world soon. How about that? So the family and I have booked a quick, long weekend at Boardwalk for June. We arrive Friday afternoon, no park day Saturday, and head to Epcot Sunday. My question for you guys is this: where do we eat? We usually stay at Boulder Ridge and when we go to Walt Disney World in the summers, but we have never stayed at Boardwalk. We've been there before, of course, to get ice cream, but have never stayed there, nor have we eaten at any of the places. Suggestions for a table service dinner Friday night, breakfast Saturday morning, quick service lunch Saturday, and table service Saturday night. We ain't fancy people, and all 4 of us, the wife, me, and 13-year-old son and 10-year-old daughter, aren't picky eaters. Suggestions, please. We book dining in a month or so. Many thanks, as always, guys. Seth from Louisiana. Happy Mardi Gras, Louisiana. The whole state will be migrating. Your whole state will be empty this week because everybody will be at Walt Disney World.
Yeah, right.
Yes, absolutely. Every LSU fan will be on Main Street. I'm telling you, we need to have a parade. It'd be awesome. Okay, so he's looking for a couple of like a quick service lines. So let's just give him a couple dining. He's staying at Boardwalk for the first time. So anything. So Pam, you're really into the resorts and dining. So what would you suggest that maybe they check out? Because they're usually at Boulder Ridge.
So I mean, I absolutely am going to say Ale and Compass is worth checking out for breakfast or for dinner.
Yes.
They have a great dinner. It's one of our like solid go-tos all the time kind of things. And what we've had there's been great. I will just give a shout out to the lemon chicken. Woo woo, lemon chicken, because it's so good. And I recommend it to everyone. They're like, oh my gosh, that's one of the best chickens I've ever had. So it's half a chicken. So have that. But Ale and Compass also has really great breakfast. They have a blueberry and bacon pancakes. They have the breakfast pizza, which has come back recently, which is great to see. They have chocolate waffles.
My favorite.
They have all different kinds of stuff. So I really would, if you're looking for a sit down breakfast, give that a shot. Because you're staying at the boardwalk too, you're going to be able to easily walk over to the Yacht and Beach Club. So you have 2 counter service restaurants there from which to choose. You have Beach Club Marketplace, and you also have the Marketplace at Ale and Compass. So check those out as well. There's a great pizza window there at the boardwalk where you can get casual food. You can also get the burger place. Help me out. It's the Brew and Burger Place. It has been there forever.
Oh,
big river.
Big
yeah.
River Grill.
Yeah, that's it.
It has
I've
been
there
there
a
the
couple
same.
times, but it's average. Like
It is
Yeah,
just
it's
average.
average.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
They don't take ADRs, so you don't have to
No.
do anything.
You just have to walk up.
It's there for like in a pinch. Like
Yes.
it's
It
a good,
is.
like it's a good in a pinch place to go eat.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I was going to say it has the same menu since it opened however many years ago. They will be opening up that new tea and bakery place, but that
Yeah.
won't happen for a while now. So it will be after y'all live. I know, right?
They took
Sad.
out ESPN. I know I'm sad about that until I get to start eating cupcakes. Then I'll probably be happy.
There's also the deli too at the boardwalk.
Well, we're missing Trattoria El Forno, which I like. Trattoria El Forno. We almost, when I go down with Scott, we eat there almost every time we're there, and I always have good that lasagna they have there. I mean, for one thing, it's beautiful, and for another thing, it doesn't last longer than 5 minutes. It's in my belly. It's destroyed. It's gone. It is awesome.
Yes.
So and it's not fancy. Like, I mean, it looks fancy. Like when I take a picture of that and I send it to Pam at home, she's like, "What is that?" I'm like, it's just regular lasagna, but it's fancy looking. I'm like, it tastes just like Pasta House, like, which is our kind of run of the mill, pasta place here in St. Louis, but it's good. And so if you're not fancy and you like, pasta, it's really, really good.
And they do have a good breakfast there. The breakfast used to be a character meal. It is not right now.
Nope.
So if you're thinking,
the selections are really small.
It's been shaved down a lot. But if you're just in a pinch and looking for a breakfast, sit down breakfast, it's an option. I would rather go to Ale and Compass, like Pam suggested. But yeah, if you're looking for just a pinch breakfast, that's going to be something that you can do. But yeah, they haven't brought the characters back yet there, and I know that that's something that a lot of people keep asking. When are the characters coming back for Trattoria El Forno? And based off of things that I've heard, I don't know if they will come back. Of course, Disney will probably surprise us all this week, and now that I've said that, they'll be like, characters coming back to Trattoria El Forno. So I know, right? But yeah, I don't know if they will be coming back there either. So, but it's there in a pinch if you need it.
And
I know it used.
Go ahead, Pam.
It used to be one of my favorite breakfasts. They had some really interesting things. They brought back a few things. I just pulled up the menu. They do have what they're calling a tiramisu, bread pudding, and an oak grilled steak and eggs. They have a sunrise breakfast pizza, but they used to have the breakfast calzone. Remember that thing?
Humongous. It was so good. There was a marathon weekend. I had it 3 different mornings because we were staying at Boardwalk that year. We had 3 mornings. It was the big pizza pocket. Oh, so good.
For sure. And as Josh is mentioning here in the chat, because you're staying at Boardwalk, you are just a Skyliner ride away from the restaurants at Pop Century, Art of Animation, the Riviera, and Caribbean Beach. And Primo Piatto.
Primo Piatto, baby. You gotta go there. So good. Doesn't matter. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. I don't care. Even if it's not open, rob the place. It's awesome. No, I didn't say that. I shouldn't have said that, but I'm saying it's
burglar.
Burglarize the place. There you go.
Oh, good. Yes, there you go. I mean, just don't drop my name when you're giving your alibi. Okay. This next question, kind of confusing. Put your thinking caps on. This will be the last question of the day. So we're going to
Write it
Got
down.
it.
as park hopping / stacking question. It's from
Uh-oh.
Chris.
Okay.
Hey, Mike and the BOGP gang. We're headed to Walt Disney World with a party of 5. Wasn't there a show called that a long time ago?
Yes. Yes.
For my brother's birthday, this April 9th through the 11th. We only have 2 days in the park, and I'm doing our best to maximize our park time. We're staying at the Polynesian. On day 1, our park reservation is for Epcot. We're rope dropping Epcot for early entry, then hopping to Hollywood Studios. We'll be taking the very first Hollywood Studios bus and then power walking to the International Gateway to get on Remy first thing. It worked like a charm last time. I like this.
Wait.
He's being creative. I like the way he's thinking here.
Wait, what?
They're going to take the first bus to Hollywood Studios and just walk, because that'll take them to the International Gateway.
But they're already in Epcot.
No, this is the plan, like to get to Epcot that morning.
Oh, to get to Epcot, they're going to take
a Hollywood Studios bus to get to Epcot, to rope drop Epcot.
I thought they said they were going to be there for early entry at Epcot.
Well, that's the plan. Yeah, they're going to.
But they wouldn't offer transportation. Oh, yeah, they would. Never mind. Okay.
Yep. Having a baby brain.
No, I just forgot that they do all 4 parks for early entry in the morning now. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're gonna.
Got it.
It's actually genius. They're gonna because they're the Polynesian, right? So they're gonna get right.
Got it.
If it's the monorail, they're gonna be in the front, and so they're gonna have to maneuver all the way. Chris is smart. He's got his thinking cap on. Okay. Second paragraph. This is where it gets good. That was the easy part, Ricky. That was
man, I'm in trouble now.
That was the first grade part. Here we go. This is the high school stuff. Here's his plan. It's 7 a.m. 1, we'll get in the virtual queue for Guardians, unless it's changed by then. 2, we'll grab a lightning lane for Slinky Dog after 2 p.m., of course. And then 3, we'll buy an individual lightning lane for Rise of the Resistance. This all might happen on the bus because Hollywood Studios opens at 8 o'clock a.m. for early entry. So we'll take the 7 a.m. bus to Hollywood Studios. Then we'll walk back to the International Gateway for early entry at Epcot, which is at 8:30. We're going straight to Remy, Test Track, and Guardians of the Galaxy. While we're enjoying these attractions at Epcot, I'll be stacking our attractions at Hollywood Studios. Here's my question. I know we can make our next Lightning Lane selection 2 hours after a park opens, but if our first park is Epcot, opening at 9 o'clock, and I'm making Lightning Lane selections at Hollywood Studios opening at 8:30, will I be making my next Lightning Lane selection at 11 a.m. Epcot time or at 10:30 a.m. Hollywood Studios time? Thanks for taking my question, and thanks as always for your help. Love the podcast, Chris. I have no idea. My brain is smoking right now.
So the first Lightning Lane is that they're going to make is for Hollywood Studios.
It is. So the Lightning Lane they're going for is Slinky Dog.
Slinky Dog,
like
after 2 p.m.
Yes. From what I can tell, because they're going for the virtual queue at Guardians, and they're going for a individual Lightning Lane at Rise. But it looks like the first Lightning Lane they're going to go with their Genie Plus is at after 2 for Slinky Dog.
So here's what I'm thinking, because I think it would depend on the park that you're trying to make the Lightning Lane for. If you're trying to make it for Studios, it would be 2 hours after that opening.
Right.
If you're trying to make it for Epcot, it would be 2 hours after that opening. That's what I think.
That's what I think too. Yeah. I think that makes the most sense. Yeah.
There we go.
We need we need a Google sheet with if-then conditional formatting and the whole thing. We need a whiteboard. We need whatever. You have totally thought this out.
That is awesome. That is pretty awesome. Okay, real quick. Let's hit one more. Hey, Mike and BOGP crew, looking to book an ADR for Crystal Palace for upcoming trip, and I was wondering if it's possible to hit the breakfast buffet and overlap our visit to hit the lunch buffet as well. Is this possible? If so, what time should we book? Lunch is served at 11 a.m. So if I book a 10:40 a.m., would I be allowed to stay and enjoy both breakfast and lunch? Thanks for all you do. This is from Georgia. And I don't know if she's from Georgia, but that's her first name. Listener Georgia.
Gotcha.
I think this is a trick you've pulled many times.
Yes, exactly. Yes, you can get both meals. So I would say make your reservation though for like 10:30 or maybe even 10:15, 10:20, somewhere around there. That way, because they're not going to seat you. I mean, they're going to try to seat you closest to the time, but they may not. So if they're running a little late, at least you would make sure you got breakfast. If you made it for like 10:20, 10:30, I think by making it like 10:40, you're running the risk of potentially not getting breakfast and lunch. So I would do a little bit earlier, but yeah, you'll be able to enjoy both breakfast and lunch at that time. So they may have an overlap too of the meal options. So it might take a few minutes for them to pull out all the stops and go to lunch, but that's what I do.
And one more question, even though I said 2 questions ago was last
Okay.
question today. This one's a quick one though, because Josh is in the live chat and he helped us out with that Sebastian Skyliner thought just a couple seconds ago. Any preference between Mears Connect and Sunshine Flyer? And here's my thought. I haven't done either. I'm just because I've been going solo and I just grab an Uber because I'm a terrible planner for myself. I just arrive and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta get to Walt Disney World. Uber, and I'm there quick. But from my guess, I'm not really hearing a difference in like experience. But what I'm noticing is I think Sunshine Flyer is being more aggressive with possible discounts. So they're kind of like the young upstart that wants to gain the market share.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they're adding buses more frequently. I think that they are offering specials. If you just kind of watch the social media, I'm seeing that. So you may be able to catch a discount with Sunshine Flyer. But I think the experience is going to be similar. You're going to be on a big motor coach. It's going to take over to Walt Disney World. Pam, what do you think on that question? I don't know.
Yeah, the other thing to note is I believe Sunshine Flyer has, specific hours. So if you are arriving late in the evening, the last bus leaving the airport is at 11 p.m. at night. So keep that in mind. And maybe you weren't planning on arriving that late, but maybe you did arrive that late.
Yeah.
So that's something to think about if there's a potential for delay. The other thing is, in addition to that, Mears has 2 levels of service, one that is more a shuttle and one that is more specific to you. And that's something that you may want to take into consideration as well.
Good tips. All right. Well, hey, great questions today, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. We sure appreciate it. We love you. We get to talk about all these different topics. And right now, I wish I was at Primo Piatto. Got to admit. But you know what? I'll be at Walt Disney World tomorrow, so I could be within like 24 hours. You never know. So follow me on Instagram and Twitter at BRGuestMike. I'll be posting all the pictures from Princess Half Marathon Weekend. I'm staying at Coronado, one of the most beautiful places on property. So if you need a little Disney fix, I'm going to try to hook you up. So follow me there. All right, don't forget, of course, our shows are always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We are out there every single day helping our guests plan magical vacations. That's the bottom line. We want you to have the best experience every time you go to Walt Disney World. If you've been down to Walt Disney World 50 times or been to Disneyland 17 times, or, you're super platinum on Disney Cruise Line and, you've been on the Magic 15 times, we don't care. We want that next cruise to be the best experience ever. We want your next Walt Disney World stay, even if it's for a race weekend that's a quick in and out. We want you to have a great time. We're always going to get you the best price possible. That's we don't have to say that every time we do that, but we want to make that trip special for you every time. So we want to help you with that. Please give us that opportunity to swing by themagicforless.com. Fill out the quote form. Let us know when you want to head down. What resort do you like? Who's going? What are you thinking for tickets? We'll put some stuff together for you, some numbers, some availability. We'll build it from there. We can modify it till we get it just perfect for you. So we just want to work with you and help you plan a great trip. So check it out today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click helps support everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And a sincere thank you to the patrons of the Be Our Guest Podcast. You guys support everything we do. You allow us to put the show out for almost 15 years. And our patrons get that bonus show every Tuesday. It's just about growing up here in the Midwest, called Mike in the Midwest. If you'd like to join us, we'd sure love to have you. Coming over, patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast. Give Ricky a follow on social media. She's at Ricky Nibs, RIKKINIBS. Pam's at TMFLT Pam, so give her a follow. She's down at Margaritaville right now. And of course, we'll be all over Walt Disney World here soon. And of course, I'm Be Our Guest Mike on Instagram and Twitter. Follow me as well. No live show this Sunday night because I'll be getting back from Walt Disney World late Sunday night, but we'll have one the next week. So until we get back together again on Friday, and it's going to be a fun show. We've got a great idea for that one. You guys stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Save that one. Save that.
Boom.
Okay, let's see. So that was
Some good questions.
Those were good ones today. 42242.
Hi.
Back.
Yeah, you know, pregnancy bladder.
Maybe that too. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, close. File new. Audio. 2244. 1 mono. Perfect.
Hey, Riley.
Yep, he's outside.
Not my doggy.
She's not in my office. I got the door closed. And I got all the blinds closed out there, so she'll know what she's barking at. She must have heard something upstairs. Okay, so let's do this one. Here we go. Make it up as we go. We're pretty good at it.
Yeah, we are.
Here we go. Welcome to episode 2244 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend. And happy Princess Half Marathon weekend to all those who are running this weekend down in a smoking, or should I say smoldering hot Walt Disney World this weekend. That's right. I referenced the princess movie. Tangled.
You did. Get ready for the smolder.
My game right here on a Friday. It's going to be a good show. Yeah, 45 seconds in, and I'm feeling it. I like it. And also, here we go. This show today is going to provide a service. It's going to be your pacer. You listen to this, gun goes off. Pelkey, Carissa, Riley, they get you going, right? In the crowds. We're all out there. We're getting ready. I'm not doing the 5K, but you guys might be. I'm doing the 10 and a half. But if you're out there for the 5K today, this show, you got to get to the finish line before the end of the show.
Oh, don't kill them.
No, you're going to have to hustle because I'm hungry. And the show might not just keep along. So move it. Don't stop for pictures. Just kidding. I'm just playing with you. We're going to have fun today. Who knows? This show could be an hour long. You might have plenty of time. No, because I'm really hungry, so it probably won't be. We're going to have a good time today talking Disney. We love you guys. So I can't wait to see everybody down at Walt Disney World today. Today, we're going to play a little game. We're going to talk about some of the new stuff coming to both Disneyland and Walt Disney World and Disney Cruise Line. And we're going to rank our excitement for these coming events, these coming attractions, these coming experiences, these coming ships. But to do that, I got to get the folks introduced. I got the ladies in here. So joining me today from down in Atlanta, Georgia, you check her out over all the time over at themouseforless.com. She's expecting.
She's expecting, all right.
Her to say, hello.
The countdown is actually on. It's not that much time left. I'm talking like literally like a couple of weeks, like literally. So yeah. Or maybe this weekend. Who knows? But you know,
back now. That's what I said.
Yeah, it's we're in the final countdown. Legit.
I should have put that on the soundboard.
I know, right? Well, I'm sorry. Yeah. But we are according to date wise 2 weeks and counting. So actually less than at this point. So yeah.
Is like the cribs up and all that good stuff? I remember those days.
As far as, I mean, I have a few things to put away still that's in her room. But everything is, you know, we've got it situated enough. Let's put it that way. So that, you know, when she comes home, she's got a place to go. We've got a bassinet set up in our room and a chair set up. So we're good there. And we're getting there.
We have all the diapers because I mean you'll be ripping through some diapers like nobody's business. Those things are so expensive.
Yes, diapers.
15 years ago, and I was freaking out about like, dude, how many diapers can one kid use?
Yeah. We've got a lot of diapers, and we have Costco on speed dial basically, so I can have diapers delivered in a
you're
flash.
spoiled. Like, see, that wasn't even a thing when Mallory.
Yeah, I know, right? Sucker.
I go to Target all the time, and like we didn't live as close to Target back then. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
I was glad to go. I need just like quiet time in the truck.
Yeah, of course you did. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Costco on speed dial is basically how I've got it. So, or Target or Walmart, I guess. I mean, I could have any diapers delivered from anywhere, pretty much, just like that. So, thank gosh, thank goodness for time.
All right. Well, joining us, we have the owner of the Pam of the Magic for Less Travel.
Of the Pam for Less Travel.
Mother to mother here. Give what one thing is she not thinking about right now?
Oh God,
2 weeks.
Probably a lot of things.
You won't know. You won't know until it happens, and then you'll
right.
be like, "How did I forget that?"
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I mean, what's funny is you seem to figure it all out, no matter what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you've got to. You don't have a choice.
That's true.
No, you figure out how you can live with way less sleep.
Yeah, that I'm sure. Yes.
I do remember because I took a leave from teaching for like a month after Mallory was born because I had a bajillion sick days.
Yeah.
And I wanted to burn them up, and Pam took off. So like we had like 6 weeks, right? And neither one of us taught. So I just remember Mallory slept in our room with us, and we just watched the Game Show Network all the time, GSM. And I just remember one night I rolled over, and I didn't know if it was 3:30 in the morning or 3:30 in the afternoon. I had no idea. Like I told Pam, I was like, I don't know what day it is.
It was 3:30 something. Yeah.
I don't even know if it's AM or PM. This was like 4 or 5 days after we brought her home from the hospital. I was like, I've never been this tired in my life. I mean, it's a blessing, but you're right, man. It's like felt like I got hit by a truck.
Yeah, you do just figure it out. I mean, there's not much else you can do but figure it out. But yeah, you do. It's all, and then each stage is so awesome. So I'm excited for you that you'll get to see all that and figure that all out.
But you're also like, ha ha ha, sucker.
I'm super excited that your butt's gonna have to get up like at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm super excited to see that.
See, the nice, the nice part is that Brian actually does get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, so he can help out a little bit, which I'm happy about. So yeah.
No, Brian needs to sleep in and let you do it.
No, he's gonna help me.
No, he's like, Ricky, let's do this together. It's a bind.
Oh, he is currently, as we speak, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So he's definitely gonna help me on that. I promise.
I tried to change some diapers, man. Mallory is moving all over, and that stuff was everywhere. I'm like, Pam, help! I can't do this. I thought I could. Anyway, let's get to the topic at hand because this is awesome. But we got to talk Disney. So here we go.
So Mike can go eat Taco Bell.
Today's, I mean, that wouldn't be a bad idea because
Taco Bell.
So here we go. Today we are getting ready to talk about 5 new experiences that are coming to us as Disney fans. Some at Walt Disney World, some at Disneyland, and some at Disney Cruise Line. So we got a little something for everything, a little buffet, little Friday buffet for Disney fans. And what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you guys on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited you are for these 5 things coming here soon. Some of them closer than others. And, kind of get your feel on this and what you feel about these announcements and these new experiences coming. So like, 1 to 10 or 0 to 10, I guess you go 0. It's like a 0 would be like crickets. Oh, but a 10, I don't know, we're talking a 10. Yeah, see, I had to come up with no idea so I could use my soundboard. Okay.
Yes, that's what it seems like. It seems like this whole show is just
so Mike can use the soundboard. Yes.
One of those situations where it's like a solution looking for a problem. That was kind of today's show. But bear with me. We're gonna make this happen because I might just ask people down at Princess. Like I might be running the 10K and be like, hey, what do you think about San Fran, Tokyo? What, is it a 6? Is it a 2? What do you think? And they'll be like, what? Keep running, dude. I don't care. So that's what we're gonna do today, though. I'm gonna ask you how excited you are for these announcements, these new things coming to the Disney parks and Disney Cruise Line. So the first one we found out just this week, just a couple of days ago, earlier this week, that Disney's California Adventure is getting the Pacific Wharf area changed over to a Big Hero 6 land, which of course will feature. I hope I'm saying this right, Pam, because I know you're a bigger fan of this movie than I am. I've only seen it once with the big.
I'm impressed he's actually seen it. Let's be honest.
I know. I think I saw it by accident.
Okay, got it.
I don't know. No, when it came out, I did watch it. We rented the DVD. That's how long ago it was. But what's the big blimp guy's name?
Baymax.
Baymax. Okay, there you go. I mean, because is he the mascot for like the car buying place?
No. That's
Anyway, so back on topic. They're going to make that bridge look like San Francisco, but it's going to be called San Fran Tokyo. Is that right?
San Francisco.
San Francisco. So let's make it even harder to say. Okay,
Yes.
so let's really
because it's not really a place. It's inspired by a number of different places, but
Correct.
no actual place exists that is San
Yes.
Francisco.
San Francisco. Okay, so either way, we're getting Big Hero 6 Land, and this one's coming soon.
Yes.
This is supposed to open summer
Yeah.
2023, folks.
Exciting.
Pitchers. Baseball starts this weekend. I mean, the Cardinals play their first game tomorrow. It's spring training. So this is happening. This is imminent. This is going to happen soon. So let me ask Ricky, 0 to 10, how excited are you to visit Big Hero 6 Land at California Adventure?
Well, I want to specify it's not like its own land. It's like a mini land in a way. I mean, it's going to have
Big Hero 6 stuff.
Yeah, it's going to have some restaurants. It's going to have, some decoration, and it's going to have the ability to meet Baymax. So those are like the big pieces of this land. So there's not like going to be an attraction or anything like that. Like it's going to be just, well, unless, you count like there's not going to be a ride attraction. Let's put it that way. So, I am going to go with like maybe, it's kind of on the lower end. So I'm probably going to go with excitement level about like 4. Big Hero 6 is not one of my favorite movies. I like it. Don't get me wrong. Like I like the movie. But it's not one of my like go-tos of, man, I got to watch that again. And I, it's really just a redressing of the land that was already there. So I'm not like super, super pumped about it, but I think it's going to be a nice addition for the park. It's going to tie in. It's going to have that Disney tie-in to a section of the park that didn't have a Disney tie-in before, really. So, they had to fix the land in some way, shape, or form to have Disney in it, and this is the best way to do that. So, I think it's going to be a nice little addition, but it's not something that I'm super like, yeah, I'm going to book a trip specifically to go see that. So I'm going to go with like a 4.
I'm right with you. I'm giving it a 3.
Okay,
because again, this movie, I don't like that style of animation for one thing. I don't like it. Like I'm more of a very clean, because I know that's kind of almost like the anime type look. And I'm again, too old. Like I get it. Like it's not my generation. And I don't understand the characters. I'm not a big fan of the movie. The movie's okay. I know he's like, oh, you're hurt. Oh, sad. Baymax gonna fix you up. He's gonna heal you. That's sweet. But and I think the Golden Gate Bridge thing will look cool. Like I've seen the concept art. That's pretty sweet. But I mean, it's kind of going back to like the old days, right? Of California Adventure, like 1.0.
Right, having another Golden Gate Bridge there again. Yeah, they took a 1 to add another. Yeah.
Here's my question, and maybe Pam knows this or Ricky. Are they going to do away with the free tour for the bread stuff? Please tell me no, because I just found that.
That hasn't been announced, so I don't think it's going away.
Especially Teresa Sheingold. I know that's like her favorite attraction in California, I think. I don't know.
Honestly, I don't know. I know they're still going to have like the sourdough bread, like they said something about the soup bowls, but I don't know if they'll have a tour anymore. Yeah, I don't know.
Just saying, that's cool. Okay, so I'm a 3. You're a 4. Pam, what about you? I know you're more of a fan of this movie.
I am. It's actually, I really like it. It's so little known. Well, maybe not little known, but a lot of people don't know that it's actually part of the Marvel universe too. Big Hero 6. I love the movie. I love Baymax. So I'm giving this a 7. I am excited for this. I think that it brings more character to that area of the park that really was a holdover from when California Adventure first opened, and the theming was that we were going to embrace all things California, and then people were like, yeah, but I'd like some characters, please.
I'd like something that's not California based.
Right, yeah. So anyways, but that's where that area sort of got its theme from, and it really isn't much of a theme, right? A wharf area or a whatever. So this really brings something more to it, makes it more of a theme park. I think that fits with the rest of the theme park, each of them having some different themed areas. And as much as I sort of liked the California theme when it first opened. I really like the reincarnation of this too. I think it really adds a lot of what people are looking for when they go there. So I'm looking forward to it. And anytime I can hug Baymax, I'm going to do it. So,
and I've met him. I met him at Epcot.
Yeah, me too.
I have a picture with him in Interventions, RIP. But here's the thing. Like, I think why I like California Adventure and Pacific Wharf how it is now is because, to me, and this is going to be very different for most guests, like California is still pretty exotic to me because I haven't visited there very much, being from the Midwest and not traveled west very much. I'm still like that whole Pacific Wharf feel. I know, like, it's like, oh, well, you're in California and you're visiting kind of California theme. How exotic is that? I get it that they want to make it more character friendly and more, fantastic, right? In the retheme, I get. But I mean, to me, it's like, oh man, I haven't experienced this for 15 years. It's like, that was really cool because I don't get out that way. So I'm an outlier in kind of the thematic experience there. But I get it. It'll be exciting. So okay, next one.
And you'll have a personal healthcare companion.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I got a boo-boo. Baymax.
Mike definitely needs that personal healthcare companion for sure.
See, here's the deal. I'm from the back teen generation. And Ricky, you probably don't even remember back teen. Pam, do you remember back teen?
Absolutely. And Baymax uses it.
Back teen, like really the brand?
He sprays it on there. I think he might use the more chemical compound name, but he sprays it. And then Hero tries to tell him that he's allergic to it. And Baymax is like, no, you're not allergic to it. So
how come our grandma hit us up with Bactine or Misotracin? Like that would be
Misotracin, I remember. Yeah.
That was the cream. And Bactine was like the little spray, like liquid. I mean, that healed. You could lose a finger and be like, okay, just put a little Bactine on there. You're good. Go back
it stung just a little bit.
Totally. Okay, next one is Moana. And the water experience, the journey of water coming to Epcot in Future World. I'm still calling it Future World this fall. I thought this was going to be a small thing. It's bigger than I was expecting. As it's coming out of the ground and they're putting in some of the foliage and there's trees now. There's woodwork. I'm getting more excited the bigger it gets. But Pam, let's start with you. How excited are you for the journey of water featuring Moana at Epcot?
It's so weird because the artist renditioning that we see of this area, the scale is very skewed. Of everything. It just totally is. And we had this discussion in our little workplace that they're showing Tafiti as towering over Spaceship Earth. And she does not tower over Spaceship Earth. She is actually shorter than Spaceship Earth. I think they said she was like 16 feet high or something, 18 feet high, whatever it is.
That was, they left off a 0 and she's 160 feet high.
Yeah, I've seen the base of her, so I think that she's not. But anyways, I think it will be really nice to sort of do some of the things that they're hoping it will do, right? Welcome you into Epcot, have some movement, have some background noise with the water all around, sort of not lore, but, invite you in to see more of what Epcot has to offer. I see it doing that. And probably will be a little more inviting than Communicore East and West if we're all really honest about the 80s,
which it was like calling me like a dead shopping mall. It was just calling me like, Mike, come in, Aladdin's Castle. This is your place.
I get it. Yeah, I do. I'm looking forward to it. I love any kind of love that Epcot gets. So I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm looking forward to this a 5.
I'm giving this one a 7, and here's why. I think Moana. I like the movie Moana. I've seen this one too, and this one's more traditional Disney animation, right? And it's more that traditional story too. It's just got it's a powerful female character, which again, I'm a girl dad, so I like that a lot. And I just think this has the opportunity to go back to what I love about Epcot. I think this can be education and entertainment meshed perfectly. I don't know that it will be, but I think it will be. And I hope it will be. And I think right there in that location, it can give kind of because I mean the journey of water, it almost feels like it should be, it's like the land extended. Like it feels like it could be in the land. And the land is probably one of my favorite pavilions, if not my favorite pavilion, with Living with the Land and Soren, and you got that movie in there. I have high expectations for this because I think the characters are great. I think it could be edutainment. It could go back and this could have a real 80s Epcot feel if they wanted it to. And if they're listening, I think they are a little bit more than they have been in the last few years, I think there's really a resurgence for guests wanting edutainment. I think they really got away from that. They're scared of it for like a decade. Like, guests do not want to be entertained on vacation. But I think that has churned a little bit more over the last few years. Maybe I'm wrong there, but I think there's a nostalgia for that. And you don't want to hit people over the head with, teaching them stuff, but you got to kind of teach them in a fun way. And I think this could do that. So I'm giving this a 7. Ricky, what about you?
I'm going to go with a 6. I personally, I need more information. They really have been super quiet about like what this area is going to entail and how guests are going to be able to experience it. Yeah, we know that there's the giant or not so giant Tafiti going to be in there, like that's depending on your scale and what you see.
175 at this point. She's gone up 15 feet since we
right,
started.
exactly. But I feel like they aren't sharing a lot of what this area is going to include and how you're going to be able to interact with the water features. And, I think that I need more information to really pump up whether I think this is going to be, higher or lower on the scale. I love Moana. I think it's a great movie. So that's why I'm kind of gearing more towards the 6 instead of a 5. But I would, for something that's supposed to be opening in the fall, we really don't have a lot of details about what this experience is going to be like. So I'm wanting more information before I really make a good solid, this is how excited I am about it. So I'm going with 6 because of the Moana thing, but really it could drop down to a 5 just because we don't have enough information.
What's weird is the more I go lately, the more I'm enjoying the minor experiences more than the main experiences. And so I'm getting more of a kick out of, I think Moana is going to be kind of a minor experience, which I think I'll get to kind of explore. And
it will. Yeah. Agreed.
And
agreed.
I'm excited for that, which, I'm I sound so old when I say this stuff, but I'm more excited for that than like a Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, all right.
I don't feel like hurling. I'm getting old. Okay.
There's that.
Next. Let's go with this. Okay, so the Tiana redo of Splash Mountain. So Splash Mountain's been gone for about a month at this point. They're hard at work transforming this to Tiana's, attraction there. What's the official name, Ricky, for the redo there?
Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Bayou Adventure, right? And they've been changing the signs on the wall like frequently. Isn't that crazy? That's kind of cool. Because it was different when I was down there. So where do you fall on this, Ricky? 0 to 10. What's your excitement?
So I think I'm going to be at like a 7 on this. I definitely will miss Splash Mountain. I love that attraction. I am very excited about Tiana's in the sense of, I think that, if you're going to replace an attraction that had such classic music and things like that, that people like really got tied to, the Princess and the Frog has some fantastic music, and it's got some of my favorite songs that Disney has ever done. And if you haven't listened to the soundtrack of The Princess and the Frog lately, like please go back.
Hang on. Oh wait, I'm almost there. Wait.
Yes, exactly. Go ahead. Yes.
Well, I was trying to. Oh no, go ahead. I wasn't.
I know. Yeah. That's my songs. Yeah. That's actually one of my favorite songs too. So, the music for Princess and the Frog is top notch, stellar. So I think it's going to be a great replacement in that regard as far as the music is concerned. Because I think that's really what a lot of people were drawn to with Splash Mountain to begin with, was just how much the music was such an integral part of that attraction. And I think that the Princess and the Frog music will also be such an integral part of this attraction. The thing that makes me a little nervous is the very convoluted backstory that they're trying to go with. They've been they've been kind of going with these weird convoluted backstories for a while. And I think that they're trying maybe just a little too hard on the backstories of things. And I think that they could have just made it kind of simple and gone with that. So I'm a little nervous about the backstory of what's going to happen, but I'm very excited about the actual like music and the attraction. So I'm going to go with the 7 right now, and go from there. And hopefully the backstory won't be like, because usually it's not. They just say, "Hey, here's the backstory. We've got this whole thing," and then it kind of dwindles down a little bit. So I'm hoping that that's going to be the case here.
So mine's gonna be a little quicker. I'm going 9 on this one because you know what? If you like Splash Mountain, the channel's going to be the same. The mechanics of the ride will be similar. So you're going to have the big drop. You're going to have the boat's going to go through the, you know, the path. In a lot of the characters, I think there'll be some of the characters that hold on, right? There's because I mean the Tiana story, there's going to be gators. There's gators in there right now. You know, there's like, you know, swamp characters in there. So I think some of the characters, you know, for nostalgia reasons, will survive this redo. So you'll have some touches of nostalgia there, even more than just like the, you know, the Toad handing over the deed to Pooh. I think you'll get more than that. You'll have some of those things still there. Not everything, of course, but you'll have some. But you mentioned it. The music in this song is killer. That ragtime, that Dixieland, that is just going to be, people are going to be singing and tapping their toes in the logs, and it's going to be awesome. The one thing I'm dreading that's not giving it a 10, the line's going to be crazy for this thing.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Ash was nuts. This is going to be like on steroids. It's going to be wild. I mean, because I think everybody's going to want to ride this for the thrill aspect of it, but also now just a whole generation is going to want to ride Tiana's ride, you know, because she's got a ride. So that's one thing keeping me from going 9 to 10. So I'm like, oh my Lord, the line's going to pick up at Pirates of the Caribbean. All right, what do you got? Because I can't wait to ride. Because when we go on cruises, when they do one of the shows has the music from you know, like they sing Dig a Little Deeper and they come out the parasols and sing.
I love it.
I'm like, that's my music, man. I live on the Mississippi. I'm in St. Louis. I love it. So let's go. All right, Pam, what do you got?
I'm looking at it like a 7 too. That's kind of where I am. I think the music in that movie is spectacular. I'm always glad when they take a classic ride and sort of update it and introduce it to more kids. I think that younger people will, you know, really connect with this movie in the way that so many of us connected with not necessarily the Song of the South, but other movies that are represented in the Magic Kingdom. And I think it's a great redo, and I think it'll pay tribute to this great attraction. So 7.
Okay, number 4. Disney Cruise Line has announced the next ship is going to be, well, we're not talking about that gigantic one that they bought for like $2.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That thing is going to be incredible. I want to see what that. I just got to see.
I know, but the rumors are going to be that it's going to be out of Asia, so it's going to be a hard ship for us to get on.
Like the modern Marvels, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking the Disney Treasure, and kind of on a Lighthouse Point as well. The second private island is going to be coming to Disney Cruise Line. So, Pam, where do you fall on excitement 0 to 10 for those two things? Kind of just combine them. The Disney Treasure and Lighthouse
10.
Point.
10 is if they're like 10 plus. I'm really excited. I love the Wish. I've said it. I've said what I like about it. It's my favorite ship in the fleet. I am interested to see what they do with the Treasure, because like other ships, sister ships, they sort of take what they've learned and made great on each class of ship and plus it, and they do a good job with that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do here. And I can't wait to see the new private island. I can't wait to see what they do. You know, Royal Caribbean has a pretty fantastic private island, and I wonder if Disney will take some cues from there and sort of plus it up too. So I can't wait. I can't wait for this. I can't wait till it starts booking. I want to do it right now.
I know I'm with 10 too, because here's the thing. Like, I mean, obviously it'll be fun to sail the new ship, to see like, okay, they're going to, you know, because the new theme in itself will be fun. Like, what are the bars going to be themed to? What are the restaurants going to be themed to?
Yes.
You know, what's the atrium going to look like? You know, how they're going to make that look a little bit different, just, you know, delineate that. But here's the thing. Everybody wins with a new ship, right? Because it spreads everybody out, right? Because then there's more inventory on the Wish, there's more inventory on the Magic, there's more inventory on the Fantasy, you know, you have more options, and it gives you more variety to decide what your cruise vacation is going to look like. You know, it spreads everything. So the more ships, the better, in my opinion. So I'm totally excited for that. And you mentioned, with Lighthouse Point, when I first started sailing Disney Cruise Line, I sailed the Magic in its inaugural year, way back when in the 90s. That just to have a private island was like a thing in your pocket. You're super excited to have that. But the thing was, over the last decade or 15 years, it's been like the theme park wars, right? Because Royal's got theirs. All the cruise lines kind of have their private islands, and they've been plussing them and plussing them and plussing them, and like our island's better than their island, and our island. So who wins? We win, right? And so to have the next, it's just like you just said with everything else, like to have a second private island, they're going to take what they learned at Castaway Cay, and what worked well, we're going to do that. We're going to do it better. What didn't work, we're not doing that. So I'm super excited to see how that's going to be themed, and it'll be and I've heard it's going to be a very different experience in Castaway Cay too. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited for different's good. I think it's going to be right. It's going to be good. So I'm 10. I'm with you. So Ricky, what about you?
I'm probably at a 9. So one thing I do want to specify, the new island is not, it's not a private island necessarily. It's on another, like it's going to be a section on another island. So
that's kind of how they all are. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but Castaway Cay really is Disney's like private island. This really is like a section. They're not getting the whole island. They're getting like a section of the island. So I just want to specify that it's not going to be exactly like Castaway Cay, but it'll be very similar in that regard. So I just want to just throw that out there. It'll have very awesome features, great dining, lots of activities to do. So it's going to be great. I'm excited about that part. As far as the treasure is concerned, man, I am excited about this ship. It looks like it's going. I love the fact that they are going. They went kind of outside the box on the Wish. It looks similar but different enough. But man, the treasure, that is completely different. I love the darker colors that they're going with. I think that's really great. And a really cool thing to do because they have not done that. And I'm super excited. Now I haven't sailed on the Wish yet, so I don't know, I don't have that comparison yet. I'm excited to finally get on her soon, but I love sailing Disney Cruise Line, and so bring on the treasure. I'm super stoked to get on her too. So yeah.
Same. We got about 130 days to the podcast cruise. Now that I'm counting, but I can't wait. Okay. Last thing we're going to talk about, and this is the one that we have the most information on, and it's imminent. It's opening, is Tron, the coaster at Magic Kingdom. Because now we've seen almost everybody's ridden it at this point. It seems like all the
right, except for us. Yeah.
DVC, DVC members and so forth are doing their previews. So, we're hearing, I'm hearing, a lot of positives. I'm also hearing that it's kind of short, which I mean, things that go fast are going to be short because of physics.
Yep.
If you're going super fast, it's a quick race. It's kind of the way things work. But let me ask you, Ricky, okay, 0 to 10, Tron, where do you rate it?
I think I'm going to be at like an 8. I'm really excited to get to experience it. It might be a little bit of time before I get to, but especially because they're going to go virtual queue, and I'm terrible at the virtual queue, so I'm never going to get on it because I'm just terrible at the virtual queue. And obviously I could not go down for the annual pass holder preview because I will have just had a baby. So that part probably wouldn't have worked out so well. But I'm really excited to get to experience it. It's going to be different, a different ride type vehicle that Disney's ever had, minus, the fact that we do sit on something very similar at Flight of Passage, but obviously it's a different when you're actually moving on a vehicle that's like that than, kind of staying in one place. I'm excited by all the neon that's going to be added to have you seen the neon that they've added to this land at night? I can't wait to see it in person. It's going to be amazing. And it's just going to be, they got a different locker system. Yes, you're going to have to use lockers to store your book bags and stuff like that. So that's a totally different thing than we've had to do at Disney. I'm excited for the ability to finally get on this attraction that has been in the works for, it seems like 20,000 years. So it's going to be a really good thing. I'm excited.
And I've said, mentioning the lighting package, like even if you don't ride Tron ever, everybody wins. It makes tomorrow beautiful. It looks beautiful from California Grill. It looks beautiful in the park. Everybody wins with this lighting package, even if you never ride it. So I like it's a win for everybody in the Magic Kingdom area. So I like that. Pam, what are your thoughts? 0 to 10 Tron.
I'm gonna say 7 for Tron. I think that it's a great addition to Tomorrowland. I think, like you all, that it looks visually stunning. I think it makes that whole area look great. It is, I think it's a ride that will appeal to thrill seekers, and I think we can always use a few more attractions like that. We have, it sort of splits everyone up then in the morning, right? We have people going to Space Mountain. We have people going to Tron. We have people going to Seven Dwarfs. We have people going to Big Thunder. So I like that too. And I think it fits well with the Tomorrowland theme. So 7 for me.
I'm giving this one a 9 because it's hitting all my feels, right? Because again, I like physical roller coasters because this one's gonna go and I don't need to spin. I can send me like on the rock and roller coaster because like I'm going, and I can feel it. That doesn't make me nauseous. I don't need to be spinning on all these axes. So that one, I'm ready to let's go. And I mean, here's the thing. Everybody knows if you listen to Mike in the Midwest, I'm all about nostalgia. This is an 80s movie. God bless Disney for making an attraction based out of the 80s. Thank you. That's pretty cool. We're gonna go on the grid. Now, if they would set up Flynn's Arcade in the exit, that'd be a bomb. Like make it just bring back Disney Quest, but only the part that had like Hubert and Donkey Kong and Pac-Man. I mean, I might never leave Tomorrowland. I'm just saying,
there you go.
It'd be awesome. And there's other people out there who'd be just like me. Craig down in Memphis, he'd be with me. But I just think it's, that's my kind of thing. Like short, I'm fine with short. You know what? Because a lot of times lately, if I held on 30 more seconds, I'd be in trouble. And I'm like, I get into the station, I'm like, oh, thank God. Like, whew, I survived. So people are like, it's too short. No, it's just right. Sometimes. So I'm fine with that. And Pam brought up the best point. Even if you don't ride it, it's great to have another thrill attraction, another e-ticket, because what it does, if you want to ride Peter Pan, God bless them. People are going to be over on Tron instead of in line for Peter Pan. That's going to help you. The world.
It's true.
So just more capacity, more.
I'm going to be curious to see what it does to the wait times of Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Not that I think it'll affect it that much, but it'll be interesting because, Seven Dwarfs is the last coaster to open at the Magic Kingdom. And this will be the next, coaster. And so I'm curious to see how it's going to adjust the wait times for Seven Dwarfs as we move forward too. Like that's going to be really interesting to watch.
It is fun to see how things ebb and flow.
Yeah.
Hot item. I think.
And then once
everybody
once you add in Tiana's, that's going to be another huge e-ticket that will draw in crowds too. So Magic Kingdom's going to be stacked here soon.
Well, people be going every which way.
Every which way, yeah.
That's awesome. And by the way, Wade up in Nebraska is tuned in. His son Hugh is riding it right now.
Nice.
That's awesome. Preview. So yes, we'll have to let us know how the grid was. All right. Well, hey, kind of a fun exercise there. I like it. Bottom line is a lot of cool stuff coming for Disney fans.
So many cool things coming.
Which is kind of a sneak way to do this show, to talk about all the exciting things we have to look forward to.
I know, right?
And just great things. So if you see me this weekend, let me know. What are your thoughts? Give me a 0 to 10 on these 5 topics. I'd love to hear your thoughts because, again, this show is going to be interactive. And on social media, let me know as well. I love it. I'll retweet it. We can have the conversations. I always want the show to be interactive so we can have these discussions. All right. Time to jump out of here. I got to get ready for the 10K and the half marathon in the heat this weekend. So if you see me, say hello. I know. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm thinking about doing the hot dog thing for the 10K, but
no, you're gonna die. You will be a roasted hot dog at that point.
Be a hot dog, but I'm kind of known for that now. I'm kind of the hot dog guy, so I don't know. That's kind of my thing, but we'll see. Anyway, we're jumping out of here. Don't forget, our show is always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. The agents are standing by right now to help you get ready. Book a vacation. Get ready to go to the grid. Get ready. The treasure we can't book yet, but you can go on the Wish, the Magic, the Wonder, the Fantasy, the Dream, and pretty soon we can take care of you on the treasure as well. Of course, you can go to Disneyland this summer. Hey, San Francisco.
That's it.
Yes, you got it.
Go there and you can knock on them. Hey, can I get some free sourdough? Yeah, maybe you can, maybe you can't. But hey, what? You can ride all the cool rides either way. It's awesome. So we'll take care of you. Bottom line, swing by themagicforless.com. You're going to get first-class service, cost you nothing extra. We'll get you the best price possible. We're going to make sure you have a great Disney vacation. Check them out today over at themagicforless.com. Also, please use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. BeOurGuestPodcast.com/Amazon. And a sincere thank you to the patrons of the Be Our Guest Podcast. You make this all possible. So if you're like, Mike, stop talking. This is all your fault. Patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast. You're going to get that bonus show usually on Tuesdays called Mike in the Midwest. Give Ricky a follow on social media. She's at Ricky Nibs, RIKKINIBS. Pam's at TMFLT Pam. So give her a follow. She's down in Central Florida right now. So checking out all the good stuff down there. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike, Instagram and Twitter. Follow me. I'm at Walt Disney World right now. And of course, no live show this Sunday night. We'll just be getting back from Princess, but we'll have one next Sunday night. So plan to give us a call and tune in there. All right. Time to get out of here. And I'm wishing all the runners and all the princesses and princes and everybody else a great Princess Half Marathon weekend down at Walt Disney World this weekend. Stay cool and have some great runs. So for Pam and Ricky, I'm Mike, wishing you an awesome weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Cool. All right, good.
Boom.
All right.
Go
All
get
right,
your
see you.
All right,
See you
same time
guys.
next- same time next
Bye.
Monday. All right.